I guess the fear is like they don't get to be who they set out to be.
Yeah.
But he'll have something greater for them. So I don't focus on the fear too much. I say, hey, look, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. And it doesn't mean that you failed. And it doesn't mean that, God only had one plan and it fell through. So he doesn't love you.
Your daughter has graduated, the youngest one, and the other one has gotten married.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring you in before to kind of get a before and after reaction.
Yeah.
But it's all good. So I think guys out there who have daughters around that age can benefit off of our conversation today.
Yeah. I mean, I probably should have been looking for conversations that exist to help me, but
well, that's why this exists.
Yeah, man. Before and after, I could probably walk you through it. It does go by really fast as far as the wedding goes, and both of those things happening in the same month was a whirlwind.
Graduation and marriage.
Yes. I will tell you something that I did not expect, although I should have, which is my oldest daughter, Madison, actually helped us a lot, pull a lot of things off for the youngest. So she kind of stepped up and she helped us get her graduation announcements ordered. She helped us put together parties. She anywhere that it was obvious that we're swamped, she just stepped in and did for us on the behalf of her little sister. So
wow,
that was really cool to watch. A couple times I was thinking to myself, if we really got to do this, Sarah, and she would say, well, Maddie's already taken care of it. I'm like, well, do we need to pay for something? No, Maddie's already taken care of it. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
So it was really nice to have her step in and do that. Cody Ray, same way going,
marriage.
Yeah, vice versa. She helped Maddie get a lot of things done. She was Maddie's maid of honor, and she took a lot of pride in that. It was kind of cool because she's still a teenager, and she helped plan her bachelorette getaway. So it was like, hey, I'm gonna do this, but I need some help because I'm not old enough to make reservations and things. But didn't slow her down. She figured it out, pulled off a getaway for the entire bridal party.
Yeah. Well, it's wonderful to have siblings that at that age especially that care for each other the way that you've just do.
And they're 6 years apart. So,
yeah.
You think maybe when you're having them, you think maybe we should have had them closer together. But for us anyway, and for those girls, it seems like to watch them develop into best friends has been kind of cool. And they're so different. If they met each other, they probably wouldn't pick each other to be friends.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. But so watching them together is, I think, and as the days get closer, because we haven't mentioned it yet, but Maddie and her husband Colby are moving to Washington State for Maddie's next round of education.
Yeah. As we record, how long in the future is that?
Yeah, that's she's leaving Wednesday.
What day is that?
Next week, the 15th maybe.
Wow. So basically, I think if I got this right, basically when this video drops online is the day that she's leaving.
They came in last night, and he's living in Temple. That was also kind of hard for them, I think, and kind of cool to watch because I don't know if her mom and I would have handled it so well. But they got married May 1st, and then he had a really good job in Temple, and she had her really good job here. So after they got married and honeymoon, he went back to Temple, and she stayed here. So it's I don't know if I could be a newlywed living with my parents, waiting to be reunited with my husband. But
maturity.
Yeah, she's done it.
Shows maturity.
Yeah, she's done it. We've had a lot of good conversations about watching God work out the provision for her to go to school, and we're kind of, this has kind of been the twist, or this has kind of been where we've been, this tension of making sure those things kind of happen for Maddie, but not forgetting that Cody Ray's going to school in the fall,
Mm-hmm.
and she's going to need all those same things to fall in line. So it's like we're watching Maddie get married and watching her take care of whatever she needs to. When she needs our help, she lets us know, and then doing the same for Cody. It's like, well, we got to make sure she's got her things in line. And
there's multiple layers here. You've got two kids, two different stages of life.
Yeah.
But the exact same moment of transition.
Right.
So there's the feelings from a father, there's feelings from leading your family. You're just talking about like not forgetting one. That seems like you're spinning a lot of plates.
Yeah.
Where have you kept the plates up, and where has the plate fallen?
Yeah. Oof. Well, I realize now, I guess it's, I don't know, the plates feel like they're still up, but I feel like they could very well fall in the provision of the younger one getting everything she needs financially to go on to the next step, when the older one required so much. Even though I do want to tell you, she took care of a lot on her own, which a lot of that is because of not having to pay rent, or those kinds of living expenses, just taking advantage of being at home and saving money. But right now there's a huge housing crisis going on in our area, and it's really expensive. And so Cody Ray will commute, actually. So she'll have the same opportunity. But like,
how do those conversations look like? Because there's dads probably out there and having these conversations with their children. They may or may not have had father figures in their life, so they may be just trying to grasp at straws here of, well, what do I do? How do I handle this situation?
Yeah, I'll have to say, like, if you're listening and you have a small child, save some money for college. Save what you can. Any little bit helps. And because when you get down to even like wedding stuff, wedding month, there's one cool way I saw God's provision and thing I didn't plan for was something as simple as, hey, Dad, would you pick up my bridal gown from the cleaners? Sure, I can do that. So drive down there and pick it up, and you're at the register, and they say, oh, that'll be a couple $100. And you're like, I didn't plan for that. With some fine print, right?
Yeah.
Well, so I did that gladly for Maddie, and I drove it's in a bag. I'm not supposed to see the dress. That's the route we took. And so anyway, I got it back, and she got off work at like 10 o'clock because she runs to the closet to see her dress, and she opens it. It's not her dress.
My goodness.
Which, little mistake there at the cleaners, I guess. So she's panicked. And so she goes the next day when they open, which is an hour away.
Yeah.
So she gets up extra early to get there when they open the doors to say, hey, this is not my dress. And so they reimbursed us for the cleaning fee.
Oh, man.
So
just the way
I went to bless her, and it ended up being a blessing to me.
So the tip is make sure you pick up the wrong dress. So
I guess. I mean, if you can't look at the bag and you never saw it before.
That's true.
I guess the dress was yellow.
Oh, wow.
So even if I'd seen a glimpse, I'd know wedding dresses. I don't think they're yellow. I think it was somebody's prom dress.
Yeah.
In her wedding bag, but or dress bag. But anyway, so I guess the question is the spinning plates and what seems like it's falling in conversations. Like, there was a point where I had to tell Sarah, look, I've helped her about as much as I can. And as a dad, when you get to that point, I don't know if I had all the resources in the world when I would actually ever stop helping. Yeah. Or when you don't, you just have to say, God, I trust you. I've done what I can do. I've got this other one I got to help. And, that day's coming for you with multiple kids. It's like, I would love to be able to help you all and give you the world, but I can't. And just the conversation to have to sit down with your kid and say, hey, this is about as much as I can do, and I'm super proud of you, and I know that God's going to provide, and we're going to have to trust Him for that. And
Yeah.
the moment where you, as a father, feel like you've done all you can, and you feel like you can't do any more, I think there's a whole nother level of trust that kicks in.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, wow. And I think that can happen in multiple ways, not just launching your kids, but also, with medical things. And there comes a moment in a dad's life where he just feels a little bit helpless.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine walking through that moment without the Lord, because that just seems like it would be a very, I don't want to say just scary, but also like just a helpless moment.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think all men experience that.
Yeah.
I do when it comes to home improvement.
Yeah. Well, as fathers, I think there's this natural tendency to want to provide for our families, right? To take care. But what does provision look like? It's kind of subjective. I mean, if you were to ask anybody, what does provision look like? Well, it means they need to have this type of car, or this type of house, or these types of clothes. And I mean, the reality is that's just not the case. I could share stories about my upbringing, but I always knew my parents loved me. I mean, there was a time, I'll give you this example. There was a time I was going to a football game or something with a friend, and he gave me $5. And he said, you don't have to spend it all. You can save some and use that for another trip that you want to take. And there was another time I didn't have any money at all, and he gave me some. And he just said, listen, I don't ever want you to steal. Some of us had to grow up where we thought we had to steal because we wouldn't have anything. And I don't ever want you to think that. If you ever need something, come and get me. And he never gave me like $20 or anything, but he taught me, take $5, spend $3, maybe $4, and then you have an extra $1 for next time. Would my dad have loved to have given me $50? Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. But that just wasn't in the cards for us.
Yeah. And my mom was an excellent cook, so I was the guy that brought stuff. And there's awkward years where you're the weird kid whose mom sent you with burritos. But then there's those years where it's like, hey man, what you got right there? I'm like, these are mine, bro.
$10.
Yeah. These are mine.
What kind you want? Chorizo?
Yeah, right.
Bacon in your jacket?
I was never entrepreneurial like that. Those are mine. They're for me.
Mom, I need 4. I'm super hungry.
Yeah, she would do that. And my dad was the same way. But I always kind of knew, like, they're always going to be there in a pinch, and somehow they always came through, and still do come through. And so you look back and you think, oh man, I would love to be able to do that for them the way that it was done for me. And I think it's not really a comparison of numbers as much as it is like the moment when you feel like you could use some help, and they find a way. I think the Lord finds a way to provide through them, and you're learning to be faithful even if you're young and you don't even know that's what's happening.
Yeah. Well, I read this book in college. You made me think of this. I was in professor would he would allow me into his own what we call it, office, and we would go through like an Old Testament prophet or something. I didn't know anything at the time, so I was very thankful for that. But he had this book that he let me read, and it was about Jesus washing the disciples' feet, and how the disciples, no, you can't wash my feet. I got to wash yours. And they wouldn't accept the gift. They had to humble themselves to accept this gift. And I've always thought about that, how you have to be humbled to receive a gift. And as fathers, like sometimes, you're in a tough situation, and you have to humble yourself to go. And it's a great joy to have parents, if you have those, to say, hey, can you help me out with this situation or that situation?
Yeah, you just made me think of something too, like, even like the ways we've kind of been a little bit focused on providing them financially, but just being there in small moments that you're taking for granted. Like, my brother is he's not around for his kids right now, And his oldest daughter, she's turned 26.
Mm-hmm.
I think 26. Anyway, she's getting ready to get married. And she was at the wedding in May. And when she was getting ready to leave, she was just really, like, emotional. And, you know, it kind of hit me like she's watching her, number one, her little cousin get married, but she's also watching her dad walk her down the aisle. And her dad's not going to be able to be there for that.
Yeah.
And so for me, it's like, man, I'm taking for granted even the fact that I can do that.
Yeah.
That I can be there. I got to officiate the wedding.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty special. And I'm thankful that Madison, she's kind of a person who really, she appreciates those moments. And so it's not beyond her.
Yeah.
That not everybody gets that. But for us as dads getting ready to give our daughters away, we're just focused on that. But we're not, I mean, I hope we'd pump the brakes to just be appreciative that we even get the opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, just
that's a great point to focus, to not focus necessarily on all what could be stressful or challenging and tense, but to take a moment to pause and be like, man, what do I look what I get to do in this situation. That's good. That's a good note.
And I'm thankful, you know, the entire family's involved in the wedding, you know, the four of us in some way, and all kind of there in this moment. And people kept asking me like, well, are you gonna cry? Are you gonna be emotional? And I kept thinking to myself, this doesn't feel super overwhelming, just feels natural. So I don't think so, but I could tell, like, you know, there might be a moment, but where it's just super sweet.
Yeah.
But it was a crazy day, and the rain stopped and the sun came out, and you guys were there, and it was nice out. But before that, it was just super stressful. A lot of things happened throughout the morning and the day that made it seem like it was going to maybe not be the best situations, and it all just kind of worked out. But Maddie and I got to see her for the first time out in front of the building, and we were getting ready to walk out, and we started just talking like we always do and kind of cutting up. And later, my cousin, one of my closest cousins, we call him Chato, he was talking to Cody Ray, and he's like, your dad never stops talking. Did you see him talking to Maddie the whole way down the aisle? Like, and we were laughing about different stuff that we were, you know, seeing happening. Cody Ray was emotional, and we thought that was hilarious. And we just walked down the aisle together, just me and Maddie. And it's just don't want to take for granted getting to do those things. Not everybody gets that.
Yeah, you're right.
Much less officiate, like, super special. And so, and you just can't take that for granted. And then Cody Ray, she graduated from high school a couple weeks later, and family came in from Houston and Oklahoma, and she had support there just to see that the family. We've gone to a lot of things, but this is, back in May was the first time we've had real big kid moments, and people come to support us.
Those are big kid moments. Those aren't like, those are major milestones.
I was just like on cloud nine, like people are coming to us now, because we've gone as far as like Albuquerque, you know, for weddings, for family, and to see that family come this way. Yeah. Number one, you're like, oh man, I'm the one being supported now, getting older. And number two, they came. Like we meet, you know, we're all very close, and this is like my mom's side of the family. But
well, what I'm hearing is you're almost sharing this difference of a value of finance versus a value of presence. And you know, both are needed in their own spaces and places. But one, we're limited to both, really. You know, we can't just be present every single moment of the day, but we can make ourselves available, and that's a great gift that I think we don't really consider the significance of just being present with them. And so, yeah, the wedding was great. It turned out good from the outside looking in. Like you wouldn't have known any of those issues were there. Everything,
Right.
it looked good. It was a great time. It was fun. The pizza was great. Hey man, the pizza and spaghetti at the wedding was
Yeah.
was
Shout
great.
out to Joe's Pizza in Abilene on, I think it's on Buffalo Gap.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
your side gig.
No, it's not my pizza. Everybody's like, "Where's that from?"
Yeah, no. It was great. So you're looking at. I mean, these are big moments for you as a dad. Milestone moments.
Yeah.
What fears do you have inwardly as you're praying to the Lord? Because they're moving, they're
Yeah.
segueing out, really,
Yeah.
especially the marriage. I mean, but they're both segueing out into a whole different world. And it's like you're losing a lot more
Yeah.
of their presence that you once had.
That fear is very real for me. It's just getting to see them realize their dreams. Like I know what they want to do and who they want to be, and if God doesn't allow that, I don't want it. You know, I'm afraid it'll crush them.
Yeah.
I can't protect them from that. I've had my fair share of God closing doors to things that I thought I wanted to do, and
Yep.
He's gonna close some doors, and they're going to experience discouragement, and the fear is like, I guess the fear is like they don't get to be who they set out to be.
Yeah.
But He'll have something greater for them, so I don't focus on the fear too much. I say, hey, look, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, and it doesn't mean that you failed, and it doesn't mean that, you know, God only had one plan and it fell through, so He doesn't love you, and turns out this whole thing is a sham. But it's like,
Dude, that was a gold line that you just said.
yeah,
That was great.
it's hard. It's hard to do that. It's hard to watch your kids, you know, not. And Maddie's got a big goal. Like she has 6 more years of school ahead of her.
Mm-hmm.
That's 6 more years of tuition. You know, that's 6 more years of feeling like your life is on pause. And you know, things I wasn't thinking about at their age that I'm thinking about now. It's like, well, where are you going to go to church? you need your church.
Yes.
You need to be the church. And I think Maddie values that.
Yeah.
She doesn't. I don't think it crosses her mind that I'm just not going to worry about that.
Dude, that's a great observation that you've even brought up. Not observation. It's observation for me, but for you, it's just life. But such a major question when your kids are transitioning, college, marriage, or wherever. How do you help them find a local church? What does that look like? I mean, what is that kind of experience? There's no perfect answer, I don't think. But it's just
first of all, Dr. K that goes to church with us.
Yeah.
He's a missionary. I actually think he may have done some stuff that way. I remember thinking, who are the friends and resources I have that can point you in that direction? So my mind immediately goes to connections.
That's good.
Who do we know out there? Then the way that you and I always talk about is an internet search.
Yeah.
And we know they're like 2 hours from Seattle, but Seattle is getting so much like attention as far as church planning goes, and so that's 2 hours away.
Well, if it would have been, you're talking about plans and things not working out, if things would have worked out the other way, that's where I would be planning, because we were attempting to plant a church out there
in Seattle. Yeah, I mean, and
ended up here instead.
Talking about it. Well, and so resources as far as who we know, and then I think the other thing is that you don't realize that you're doing in the long haul of raising your kid is just exemplifying what church looks like. So we've moved around church wise more than I would like to, but the Lord's working in that because of the way that I do part-time ministry. But anyway, just showing them just doing life, and church is just part of life. So you just know that's something that you need. That it's not an afterthought to them because they weren't raised that way. But it's also not it's not a you better. It's you would be well to do it because you've seen what kind of life it brings to your family and your life. She's seen friends. Like, for instance, when we moved back to Haskell in 2017, we immediately started going to church here in town at East Side and made friends with the youth pastor, Stephen Straley, who's a dad of 3, which is cool. But became friends with the people we're doing ministry with. And long before I didn't start working there part-time until he's gone. So we're just ministry partners. And so they moved to Corpus Christi. So since that time, we've seen them twice. Once was on vacation, and we went and saw them. And the second time, they came to the wedding.
Yeah.
And we recreated a group selfie from the last time we'd seen each other. Now, Madison... It's not beyond Madison to see that is because of church.
Yes, yeah.
So here it is, almost 10 years later, and the people that we did ministry with are now
Still
at your
connected.
wedding.
Yeah. Well, it's like you're cultivating this relationship between you and them and the Lord and the church, and trying to show them all the good amidst the bad, right? There's always tough situations in church, ugliness in the church, pain in the church, hurt in the church,
Right.
and you're trying to just cultivate the goodness.
Yeah.
And now you're at a point where you're letting go.
Yeah.
So my kid, he just turned 9 yesterday, so he's halfway.
Oh, awesome.
He's halfway there, and man, that was our prayer. I just kept praying. My wife and I just pray for him at night, and just pray for Lord. My specific prayer was, Lord, let him own his faith. Don't let him have my faith or his mom's faith. Let him start to recognize his own convictions, his own relationship with you, that he hears your voice, starts to follow you. There's going to come a time where he leaves the house. I don't know when that'll be, but that is probably going to happen. That's really the original plan for everybody, right? How are you? They may stray a little bit. What does encouragement look like? What does challenge look like? How do you balance that conversation with church? We're not pushing too hard, but not in.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, because I always feel like I'm pushing too hard. I think even the last time I preached here, I shared the story about here goes Dad again.
Oh
preaching.
yeah.
It's like, well, you look at Deuteronomy 6 and tell me what I'm supposed to do. Who would you listen to? Right? And so I think that for us, our kids are well established in the knowledge that Dad serves the Lord first, and that drives everything he does. So if that's the case, when you get ready to sit down with them to talk about anything, they know where you're coming from.
Yeah.
There's not going to be some left hook where Dad decided, oh, maybe God's not the one who we trust. Maybe Dad's coming on his own wisdom right now. No, he's not. When he opens his mouth, it's not going to be about him as much as it's going to be about what God brought him through, or what God has for him. So you are, in a lot of ways, you are preaching to your kids, but a one-on-one conversation with your dad hopefully looks like humility and patience, firmness. Yeah, you can't do that kind of situation, and just a realization that your love is unconditional. And I think that's something that when you're sitting across from your parent, you need. And for us, like you and I growing up, probably didn't realize that's what that was. But unconditional love is giving you $5 more.
Yeah. How do you have that when picking a church or something like that? They come home. Hey, you're going to ask that question. I know you will. Like, what church did you go to? Oh, I went to this church. We really like it. What if you find something? I know this might be hypothetical a little bit. What if you find something that you're you really enjoy about that church?
Yeah.
How are you bringing that up, or have you done something like that similar?
Oh, it's crazy. Oh, even in their time in Belton, and Colby was living in Temple, they started going to a church out there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, even when she was looking for churches, she's very introverted to the point where it's even hard for her to go by herself. So for me, it was like, you need to go. You need that.
Mm-hmm.
And for her, it was like, but it's just overwhelming to go try something new by myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I know the blessing that it would be. I just can't get over that. But like, when they started going, I was like, well, where are you going? And it's almost like they come to you wanting you to help them do the research.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going here. This is I think the name of the person that preached. And so you get online and you look up the church, and then you look up the person, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, they're this position on staff. The pastor must have been on vacation, or you
Yeah.
look at the date. It's like the proverbial like youth pastor preaches Sunday, and it's like, okay,
Yeah.
so that's this person. So thankfully we have the internet to go and
Yes.
look at the church and read through the stuff people don't normally read through,
Yeah.
for the purpose of telling your kid, hey, look into this,
Yeah.
or don't look too much into this. Here's how I navigate that. And Madison cares more about that.
Is it
than-
easier for you to guide
Yeah.
than it is to like just lay down the law?
Yes, it is. Mostly because I'll be honest with you, like I'm asking the question, like, are you getting connected?
Mm-hmm.
Let's meet some people, and have those, be that person for people,
Yeah.
and have those people in your life, because you're gonna need somebody, and I don't know that you're gonna find better people than people that love the Lord first.
Yeah.
You're not. I mean,
You're not gonna find that
That-
unless they act. Those who actually love the Lord first. Yeah.
it's just a different kind of community. I was listening to, I just started listening to David Platt's like Pray the Word podcast, and it's like a few minutes. But he just did one verse yesterday. It was 1 Samuel 18 verses 1, maybe. I don't know. It's just the opening of the friendship between David and Nathan. And all he did was just pray over friendship, like authentic.
Mm-hmm.
What a wonderful thing it is to have people that instantly are your family.
Yes.
You can't get that anywhere else.
No.
Like, you can walk into Japan, meet up with missionaries you've never
Yeah.
met before, maybe, and because of your commonality in Christ, you're instantly family.
Yep. Yep.
And it's hard to explain until you really experience it. And that's how you can serve at multiple churches and walk away with life friends.
Yeah.
And so it's like, for her, yes, there are things that we see in the church that she probably will never notice until she starts digging. So we need to understand the importance of that connection, the importance of that community, and how it benefits you. And so I kind of lean harder on that than doctrine. But obviously, if it was way off, we would say, hey, look, probably not the place for you.
Yeah.
I would not do that. And, I've visited several church websites because we do some research to see what other churches' websites look like. And it's like, you have to really dig to find out what they believe. Shouldn't it be right up at the front?
Well, it tells you. Yeah, it tells you who they are if they're hiding it. But
so, a young person probably who didn't get raised to pay attention to those things may not notice them. But you're going to find a lot of good people who really do love the Lord. Going to churches that you probably don't align with completely. And so you let them navigate that in their own time. You suggest things that are absolutely primary, like the true gospel.
Yeah.
And I'm learning myself that the semantics of how some churches even spell out what they believe, just little word changes.
Oh yeah.
It's like, wow, that was so subtle, but it actually does not sound like what I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And so I mean, and I'm, 47.
Yep.
So
Yep.
um, I would say I'm leading them to and suggesting them to pick churches based on where they can serve
Mm.
and not to focus on like consumeristic
Yeah. Yeah.
church going.
Well, church. Let me just say this. This is kind of my as a pastor. If you didn't know that, people listening online, yes, I do serve as a pastor of a church. So I visit a lot of churches, whether online or research, or I have a lot of friends that are at churches, and I know the communities they live in and all those churches typically. So there's a lot that I see, and man, I'm excited about the day that we get to be with the Lord and the Lord clears it up, because it's a mess.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just sad, but it's a mess. And I knew that that's kind of what happens with the Reformation, and the freedoms that we have in our country, that's kind of where it ends up with. So it's hard to kind of how would you call that, journey through the jungle a little bit, and you find a good spot.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Well, you have Maddie, you have her going off. She's married. She's about to move out, and that's a particular situation. But you have another one who's likely going to live at the house, which is a good financial step. I mean, I'd
Right
suggest
now,
that.
it has to
Yes.
be.
Well, especially in our area. If people don't know, our area, it's filled with data centers. I mean, hotels are skyrocketed, housing is skyrocketed, and so apart from living on campus, if that's possible, it's just now stay at home.
Yeah.
And so that's going to be a whole new balance.
Right.
Looking ahead, yeah, there's going to be that balance between how do we allow her to have her own freedom,
Mm-hmm.
like you did when you went off,
Right.
but at the same time respect the house
Right.
that
Yes.
you're managing.
And honestly, I'll just say this because I've been holding this thought, trying to bring it in so I don't forget. And it's, I think, good segue for what you're asking me. But like the last few days before the wedding, I felt kind of like overwhelmed by, did I do a good job discipling Maddie? And I remember me and Sarah driving home from somewhere, and I was just really quiet. She was like, what are you thinking about? And I was like, well, to be honest with you, I was just sitting there overthinking, like, did I disciple my kid well enough to be a good wife?
Yeah.
All the things, like, she's going to go change her last name in a couple days, and I mean, she's in it. And I just that was my alarm to pray for
Yeah.
Maddie. But
I'll pray for her if you want. But,
well, I already did.
okay.
So anyway, yeah. So as I was driving and thinking about, have I discipled my child well enough? I've caught myself thinking, I don't know that we're ever gonna feel like.
Never.
But because of that, it's like now I have Cody Ray. I have God is, I could either be like, oh my gosh, this kid will not leave my house, or more opportunity to disciple her.
Mm-hmm.
And we've already gone through. What's funny is with two kids 6 years apart, that's 6 years with just you and that child.
Mm.
And then another one comes along.
Yep.
So now you're trying to parent them at the same time. We
Yes.
talked about those things. Well, then the oldest one goes off to college. So now it's just you and a high school kid. Well, now the oldest one graduates college, comes back home. It's them again. And now the oldest gets married and is moving, and that's just me and a teenager.
Yeah.
So I've had two different stages with Cody where it's just us and her.
Yeah.
And I think that is God giving me more opportunity.
That's a great way to look at it.
Because if not, I could just squander the time because she hasn't launched or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But like, she's a very young high school graduate. Like,
Yeah.
her birthday's next month. She'll be 18.
Oh yeah.
So she's still 17. And
That's how my brother was. Yep.
yeah. And so now we have more opportunity with her Well, she has a very, and you probably already noticed, she has a servant's heart. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
she does not hesitate to go help out with
Mm-hmm.
childcare. She helps out here, and she's always been able to do that. She's, not every teenager wants to go to the nursery,
Mm-hmm.
and so she's that way. But there are a lot of, there's some things where you wish they'd be better. But now with Cody, um, and her in this next stage of life, we get to have conversations in a different way without, I don't know how to say this the nice way, but there's no more bottom padding.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you get it. And Cody Ray's always been very straight. Like you can just straight talk to her. But now it's like, all right, here's the situation. Anywhere else you'd be on your own, we're going to give you a little more space than we normally would have.
Mm-hmm.
But there's still an understanding that this is our home, and we're trying to take care of it. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I think that's a simple way to say it. Is
Yeah.
let's help us out to do that, and be a part of the family, which is it's a group effort to take care of so much stuff that needs
Yeah.
to be done.
Well, I think a key, as you're talking about this, is being proactive, not reactive.
Oh yeah.
So that's one thing. You're already thinking about these things, processing them. You have a realization that at the end of the day, we're imperfect. We're never going to get it all right, but it's our point. It's our we have to. It's our responsibility as fathers to disciple them, to guide them along the way. Yes, sometimes we overstep, sometimes we understep, but that's why the grace of God exists. Exists for more than that, right? But the grace of God catches us in all circumstances of life. And it'd be one thing for you to say 5 years from now, so, hey, how'd you do it? And then to walk through it. But you're on the opposite end saying, well, we're going into it. I'll tell you how it works out after several years.
Yeah.
And that can be scary. So I'll just keep praying for you in that journey.
Thank you. Yeah. I mean, I always feel it's a weird feeling to talk to somebody with more kids than you, because it's like I have no idea. You're juggling way more than I am.
Yeah.
So I should not be struggling with two, but
No.
it's like that's a lot of little hearts to be
Yeah.
looking after.
One is a lot to take care of by yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
But I think also it helps just to invite them in to whatever it is you're doing.
Yeah.
Whether it's something around the house or something outside, or even I remember being a kid and my dad would run, he'd go do whatever errand, and he'd call them mandaos.
Yeah.
And voy en un mandao, like I'm going on an errand. And that's just, it's basically slang for it's none of your business where I'm going. But I remember being a kid and saying, can I go? Right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it was always the anticipation of yes or no. And I think he's contemplating, what am I going to go do right now? And are you going to slow me down?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because he usually work. So every now and then he'd say yes. And I would just bolt. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'd be in the door shut to the truck before he could
Yes.
change his mind.
Yeah.
And I think, and I'm appreciative of those moments. And I think to myself, just let your kids do life with you.
Mm-hmm.
Take them everywhere.
Yeah. I had an opportunity a few years back. It's been a while now, actually. And this is one of those rare moments in life to ride on a private jet. Pretty fancy private jet. I'll say that. It's not just some rink-a-dink. It was a fancy one. I didn't know anything. I got a phone call and was like, hey, we have this free ticket. Do you want to go? There's room. Somebody dropped out. I'm like, sure. And I was telling my kids, hey, I'm going to be gone for a while. And the oldest one at that point, he was like 6. He's like, can I go? I'm like, I don't know. And I asked because he said there was 2 seats. And so I asked, and they're like, yeah. So his first plane trip was a private jet plane. And I told him, don't ever get used to this. It's probably the one time in your life that you'll ever get to
My
do
daddy's
this.
a pastor, and he rides in private jets.
Dude. Yeah. Yeah, it was crazy.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, you
But-
got to go. And you could have just said no.
Yeah, I could have just
I'm
said
not
no.
going to do that. but you let him. You tried for him,
Yeah.
and the fact that he wants to go,
Yeah.
is something.
Yeah. So I try to do that now. I don't. Sometimes I don't want to. I'm just selfish, just human.
Yeah.
But what I mean by that is, like, if I'm going to the store, I do purposely try to pick one. Like, hey, this one hasn't had a lot of time. So when you have 5 like me, they don't always get all personal time with you. So I do take those opportunities to say, no, you get to come with me. Everyone else stays here. Why do we have to stay here? But
you need to get a wheel, spin the wheel.
The Lord's will, brother.
They're all over there. Click, 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 click.
Yesterday I had to go to the store. We asked the oldest. I said, "What do you want for what kind of food do you want for your dinner?" I said, whatever you want. If you want to go eat somewhere, if you want to cook, whatever. I said, I want steak. It's like, all right, so I'll go to the store and get steak. And the daughter, Dad, can I go? I said, yeah, let's go. So it was just me and her, and we had a little blast. Going to the store, and I just embrace those little moments like that. Just like
spend time with them. Yeah. Yeah, there's the conversation that happens, riding with my dad, it was riding in silence.
Mm-hmm.
I asked too many questions. I have too much to say. And he's just like, just relax, man. Yeah. Just relax, man.
Like, we're come on the trip to be quiet.
I let you in the truck.
My errand is to get out of the house just to be quiet.
And now you're just talking. And I haven't stopped. But, yeah. And we have those moments with our kids. And with 5, I can imagine the fact that it's even on your radar to think about those things and know and have a it's not beyond you that they need that. So that's good. Yeah. So, other than that, like, very different. It's like a very different atmosphere in the vehicle, like, or whatever we're doing, like with the girls and with having girls. I've had just a couple opportunities now with both of them to work on cars.
Yeah.
And I just think, let's just go work on this car. And I think I have a picture of Maddie underneath the car changing oil, looking really frustrated. But it's like, we can wash oil out of our hair a lot easier than girls can.
Yeah.
But she had that opportunity a couple times, and Cody Ray, the vehicle she drives wasn't working, for a little while, and we ordered parts, and then got in the vehicle and changed the part out, and then got in to start it, and it still didn't start, and just the discouragement, like, this was supposed to work, and I'm like, and this is what it's like.
Yeah, this is life.
Yeah.
So that's good. That's good, brother. That you, no matter what stage of life they're on, that you're pulling aside of time, you're inviting them into your life, and you're walking alongside them, really showing them, sometimes bad things happen, sometimes great things happen, but we respond and we stand firm.
Yeah.
If you have just some final words for any dads out there, it could be about your situation, it could be about anything that you want. What would you finally have to say to them?
Yeah. Oh, man.
Put you on the spot there.
No, you're good. I think, if you're not connected to a church body, and you're not sure where to start, showing your kids how to follow the Lord, that's a great place to start. Bringing them into a community of believers where they see that there are all kinds of different people united by Christ, that nothing else really can unite that way. Even if you're not talking about it, they're just experiencing it. And in small towns, it's people but you don't really know. So, it's never too late to start taking them. I was thinking about this earlier, and I'll make it quick, but Maddie and I were talking last night, and Colby, about, we started watching that movie on Netflix, David. And she was like, I don't remember some of these things. And I had to admit to her, I said, Madison, one thing you got to remember is our church going was very inconsistent in the first few years of your life. So you were going to some Sunday schools, but it wasn't always at the same church.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I was 30 that it was consistent. So your little sister has more of those early lesson knowledge and recall than you do because of where
Just
I was.
yeah.
But that hasn't set her back. I mean,
Yeah.
so just start, you know,
Yeah.
just start taking them and get connected. And I know that can be hard if the idea of going into new places is intimidating, but
Yeah.
there hopefully when the Lord brings you to the place where He needs you,
Yeah.
you'll know this is the place for me and my family.
Yeah.
And what does that look like? Well, that looks like a place where He calls you to serve, and sometimes it may not be serving the way you want to serve.
Yeah.
I didn't certainly start out wanting to serve in the preschool, but that's where I ended up helping my wife.
Yep.
And but so just whatever. But yeah, there's that, and praying with your family as often as you can, over as much as you can, and then trying to be an example of humility and gratitude when it's really hard is important. Yeah, just try to experience it with them as much as you can, and point them to Christ in as many things as you can, which challenges us to be looking for Christ and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are, I mean,
there's much more. Yeah.
Some simple things you can do. Pray for your family. I set alarms. One of mine just went off.
Yeah. Yeah.
7:30. That one's for Maddie. But we talked about the other day, and I had fasted before the wedding. There was just so much I was anxious about. I was like, I think the Lord's calling me to fast, and I'm going to pray. And I told you in our Bible study on Wednesday that, like, if I don't set up alarms for me to pray about the things that I set out to pray about, then I end up just praying about being hungry.
Yeah.
And so I've left some of those alarms on.
Yeah.
From
then.
Yeah, 2 months ago.
Yeah, just building new habits.
Yeah, and so it goes off on my drive to work every day.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
And the other ones go off throughout the day, but
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, brother, I appreciate you coming in. I know we could go on and on. You've got a place to be here in just a minute. I'm trying to keep you on schedule here.
Oh yeah, more housework.
Yeah, yeah. That's life.
Yeah. Home ownership.
But thanks for coming in, sharing your experiences with us, and being helpful